Hey, welcome back to the Anonymous Podcast. Um, you remember, I always say it's anonymous. You can DM me. We can answer some of your questions. Never tell your name, et cetera, et cetera. You heard it all before. But anyways, I know we've been gone for a little while, been busy. Um, get over it. It'll be all right. So, what's the topic for today?
Our topic of the day is submissiveness, um, or specifically in like a relationship context,
Mm.
husband wife type situation.
Oh, okay. I know people. One thing I try not to do is I don't talk about like religion on here. So I
Hmm.
know an account they talk about it, I guess in the Bible.
Hmm.
Um, so do you think it's been taken out of context or the true meaning of it, or you think on purpose it was put into meaning as far as the wife's supposed to be lesser than the man and not have an opinion? Uh, what's your opinion on it?
Um, I think that the term itself gets like a really bad rap because as soon as anybody hears the word submissive, you think that it means that there's the opposite of somebody like dominating over you.
Mm,
And so I think that in society, especially now, like I think that it's got a bad rap if someone says that they are submissive or that they submit to their husband or the husband submit to the wife. We don't have to just say it in the wife context. But I think that, yeah, it gets a bad rap, and I think that it is probably well, I think people have blown it out of proportion.
mhm.
I think that people have taken, like, the religious text that, maybe mentions that and have kind of, like, went off the deep end with it, that it's, like, now becomes something that can be controlling or abusive or just like a really negative experience, but I think that it can still be something very positive and very much like maybe we can turn it around what that phrase means.
Yeah, but I do think that people take that phrase and use it for their advantage, and a lot of times in relationships, um, I always I want to say that the guys like to do it, but the women do it also. They'll say, "Well, I'm the man of the house. You do what I say," and that's the way it go. Or I'm the man of the house. I bring the money in, and the woman's supposed to just clean up, take care of the kids, type crap. So, um, do you think it's okay for for an example? Do you think it's okay for the women to run the house and be the leader of the house and tell everybody what to do? Because hold on, let me finish.
Mhm.
Because I had a situation. I'm not going to say any names, but I was probably seven, 7 years old, and I talked to this grown woman, and she told me that she feel like the men in the house supposed to go to work and bring the woman the whole check and ask for money if they want to do anything. So I was just like, what you mean do anything? I was like, okay, then let's just say, because I remember, I'll give that too many details, but I remember asking, so what if he just wanted to go buy something to eat? She said, yeah, I think he should bring the whole check home and distribute the money. I'll give all the money to me, and if he want to go get something to eat, he should have to ask me to go get something to eat. And I said, I knew then I was 7 years old. I knew then that it will always be relationship problems with this person because um, this man can't even go to work and enjoy the money that he's bringing in. He have to bring all the money to you, and if he want to go get a cheeseburger, he have to ask you to eat.
Yeah, and I think that that's crazy. But I think that's crazy for both ways. Like I wouldn't if someone said that they were the wife bringing home the whole check and then had to ask permission to go get some Taco Bell, like, I think that's crazy too. I think that either way that you put that one, like,
Mhm.
making it where whoever is working, or even if both people are working, but one person is holding all the money and they control every single dollar that's spent. I just think that that's crazy because, sometimes you're on the way home from work, you want to get Starbucks, you want to get Chick-fil-A, you want to, maybe you want to just stop off and get like some flowers for your spouse, or you want to get, just something, oh, I need to get this for whatever. To have to like call and ask permission, I think is crazy.
You know,
And I don't see submissiveness as a like permission asking. Like I think that's where a lot of people think, oh, well, if you're submissive, that means, you're asking permission for everything you do, or you don't have a life, or you live in a hole.
yeah,
uh, and I don't think that that's it. I think how I see it is very much something like, um, maybe in that situation, like if you use the same example you was talking about, that they, maybe they put all their money together and they say, hey, this is what we have to pay for this month. Let's
mhm,
make sure that, okay, I got this, you got that. And then, if there's leftover money, um, which feels like these days you can't even have that, but like if there's leftover money, then you can talk about it, or you can decide what you want to do. So, and I think that's too another thing that, when it comes to submissive things, I think back in the day, if you think back to like, the couple of generations before us, they believed that you had to have like a shared bank account. And I think
mhm.
that, these days you're seeing like people at our generation and younger manage their money and relationships differently. And it's just as successful. So, I think that that's where there's just so much that's gotten a bad connotation with like saying that you're submissive, or especially like, you know, um, that the man rules the house. Like that sounds terrible, but how I see it is like in any household, there has to be a leader. We know that from team sports. Like if you played a team sport, there is someone on your team who is seen as the leader, the decision maker, the captain, whatever. Like there's someone on that group that has got to make the decisions that are for the best interest of the group.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the household, in my opinion, that and it's the way that I feel. I think everybody has their own way of leading because I can give my opinion on something, but some stuff I'm just not wired a certain way. So I will ask your opinion on it. Like
Mhm.
with me, I'm huge on safety. So in my opinion, in a household, if the man in the morning is not walking out with the woman to the garage or outside to get in the car, that's a problem. That's a safety issue. You know, if he's not warming up the car in the morning, that's a respect issue. Because I
Mhm.
hear about a lot of relationships and people look, you can do whatever you want to. I don't care. That's how you let your husband treat you, or that's how you let your wife treat you. That's your personal issue. But in my opinion and in my relationship, I feel that the man should go out in the morning and warm the car up. It's no reason that the woman should be walking outside. You got coyotes out there. You got crazy people out there. You got ninjas out there. It's no reason you can't laugh at that.
I'm sorry.
It's no reason that the man shouldn't be going out to warm up the car. But I know
Mhm.
for a fact, and I've seen it with my own eyes, that um, you got a lot of people that let their wife just go out there and warm up the car. Now the man, he should take his behind out there by himself and warm up the car. If you too scared to go out there and warm up the car, you might not be need to be the man in a relationship. You need to go buy a dress. So I look at that whole situation that the man should go out, warm up the car in the morning. Or if y'all go out there together, like after you warm up the car, both of y'all need to be walking out there. But it's a lot of women go out and warm the car up. I've seen men that don't even know how to change a tire, all kinds of stuff. I don't know if their parents didn't teach them that, their daddy didn't teach them that. They don't know anything. Maybe that's uh, and don't blame it on the new generation. It's not them because it's people my age, your age, that don't know how to do nothing.
Mhm.
So I look at that, just being safe, and I feel that that's something that the man should put forward and show that, this is the way that that needs to be done in the household. I don't feel like that's the woman's responsibility now when it comes to, like, I don't want to say dealing with kids, because people say, oh, here he go talking about dealing with kids, taking care of the kids. But it's certain stuff that, like, even with my son, I have to cut back on, that I'll be real tough on him about, that I have to let you handle, because it's time for you to handle it, because it should be handled in a mild manner. But I don't possess that for that certain situation.
Hmm.
So I just let you handle it, and I just go ahead on by my business, and then come back and deal with it. And then a lot of times, um, you have situation with kids and stuff. When you have little boys, they like to run into you.
Hmm.
And I've had, we'd had that discussion. You handle that while they're younger. So then when he get older, when he really can knock you over, he won't try stuff like that. But like, a lot of people, again, let their kids run into them while they 4, 3 years old. And then when they get older, they they being their mama up or being their daddy up or whatever. And that's just something that's not going to go on over here. Like, I refuse to get beat up by my kid. That's ridiculous. So I just look at that, and I think everybody has their moment and their place in the household.
Yeah, and I think that that's different for everybody. What like when you said it a minute ago, like what works for one household may not work for another. Like those families that can surprise the spouse with a car without talking to the other one, like that's crazy to me. Like, how do you go out there and spend all those thousands of dollars and not talk to your spouse about that, because it's such a big financial commitment. So like the people who could do that, like that doesn't make sense to me. So when we say things that we do or things that we believe in, like it may not make sense to other people, but I do believe that there has to be a leader in a household situation, because when times get tough or there's something sticky going on, like there has to be someone who has the confidence and who has the ability to like step up and say, no, this is the decision that this house is going to make, and this is how we're going to go forth with it. And I just believe in, like, if that being the husband, then the wife is following that in the sense of being submissive, but it is more about, I respect your decision. But that's not to say I might not have an opinion about it.
Mhm.
And that's where I think another thing with the submissiveness is that women or people see that as like, oh, the woman doesn't have an opinion. She can't speak up or she can't say anything about if I don't agree with something. But I that is not how I see it. I see submissiveness is more of a respect situation of seeing the husband as the leader, respecting his decisions, voicing my opinion when I feel like I disagree, or there might be maybe an option that you didn't think about. But at the end of the day, like, if you think that ABC is the best route, then I'm not going to try to deviate on XYZ, if that makes sense. I'm not going to try to steer one way or the other, um, especially because looking at the husband as the leader, then there's a trust thing. And so I think that's where sometimes the submissiveness gets a bad rap, because there's a lot of people who don't trust their spouse.
Mhm.
I've heard people say, I wouldn't trust my husband to like have the grocery list, or I wouldn't trust my husband to go do all the Christmas shopping for the family, or I wouldn't trust my husband to get my kid dressed right in the morning. Like that's crazy to me, because I think that's part of being in a committed relationship and being in a situation, if you have a kid or not, that doesn't matter, but that you wouldn't trust your husband to go do something. So that means you can't, that I just feel like that shows that even when big decisions are made, you're not going to trust him to make the right decision.
And that brings up a point that I want to make. It's crazy that people won't trust their husband or wife with the grocery list, to not go pick up the kid without doing something stupid, but they laid down and made a kid with them. That is the weirdest thing ever. That shows you that it's a lot of people having kids with people that they really not feeling. but
Mm,
they have this checklist, because you notice a lot of people that get married, they have to get married in a timely manner. They get
mhm,
married. Well, first they get engaged, then
mhm.
they have to tell everybody about it, and they get married within probably about a year and a half. Never even stayed with the other person. Don't even know nothing about them. And then after that, all of a sudden, they get a house. You got to get you a dog, and you got to get one of those fences that's white and it's picket. That's ridiculous shit. It's crazy, and that's another thing. A point I have to make. I hate the word shacking. People always say, "Oh, they shacking up," but
Mm,
damn, they got married and they don't even know each other. So then they
yeah,
asking their mom or dad, "I don't really like her. She dusty, dirty. She don't even know how to wash. All these years she's just been putting on perfume or cologne, and she musty." And just they never knew anything about them. It's it's amazing to me that people don't trust a person, but will have a kid with them. That says a lot, and that's not everybody, but it's a lot of people out here having kids with people they don't like, and that's weirdo shit to me. Sorry,
yeah,
yeah, that I find that to be very strange.
yeah.
But but yeah, um, but yeah, and I think too also with the household, um, the leading of the household, I feel in my opinion that if a guy let his wife or girlfriend go out into the world with anything on, I have a problem with that, you know, because that's like that's a reflection of himself.
Mhm.
If she's out there and her her ham sandwich all out, okay, so everybody see your ham sandwich. So it ain't nothing, no secret to nobody. We know what your ham sandwich look like. He know what it looked like. So it is what it is. That's disrespect on him. For an example, if I go out and I have on white jogging pants and my corn dog all hanging out, swinging, that's a reflection of you. They like, man,
Mhm,
and see women, they like to look at men with white jogging pants on, them gray
mhm.
jogging pants. They always looking down there. But if somebody
Yeah,
look at them, it's a goddamn problem.
yeah,
It's a double standard. But that's the point that I'm trying to make. That a lot of people, they let their girlfriend or wife just dress any kind of way. That's a sign of disrespect to me. So I don't know. What's your opinion on the dress?
yeah. I mean, that's just my that's how I believe as well, just because I've always been a more conservative style dresser. Um, but it became very, very important, to me when we started dating and then, got married, that my style of dress, not about being an old lady or being like, up turtlenecks and long boots and all that kind of stuff all the time. But I think it's, like you said, I'm a representation. And I think that dressing too provocatively can make myself look as though I'm available. Um, and I think that it is a reflection, and so it's just, for me, a respect not only to the husband but also to myself as a wife and now a mom, that I continue to dress where if I'm out in public, you're not going to see my butt crack. I mean, we get it, that stuff happens sometimes when you bend over, especially when you're dealing with your kid in public, like your butt might show. But for the most part, I really think that it's important, and it's important to me that I have my body parts covered. Yeah, my clothes may be fitted. I might wear tight pants. But I don't wear, really short shorts or low cut jeans, or, jeans with holes in the butt part, or, really low cut shirts, or all of those type of things that are fine if that's what you're comfortable with, but it's not what I'm comfortable with. And it's important to me as an expression of my commitment is to continue to dress conservatively, in all facets of my life.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when you hear the word submissive, uh, they think of the woman like in the movie Coming to America. They bark like a dog. You know,
Yeah.
they don't mean that. And don't get to the point where you think that well, he don't tell me what to do and she don't tell me what to do. Because if you had that mindset, because I've dealt with a person like that, it was always a challenge. And it's a lot of people that have relationships like that. It should be a team. This is not track and field or golf, a one person thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times you have people say, oh, well, you ever had a person just always trying to one up you?
Yeah.
And you
Yep.
have friends like that. And it's a lot of relationships like that. They might not just say, if you tell them you got a headache, they'll say, oh, I got a headache too. My headache is thumping.
Worse
They
than
don't,
yours.
yeah, they won't do it like that. But they'll do stuff like, if you get a job and let's say you get a raise, they'll give you that weird eye. Or like,
Mm.
well, you can start paying more on this or whatever. And then that leads to other stuff. You find out they got a whole nother banking account.
Yeah.
So I think that you have a situation that's going on in a lot of relationships. It's just a lot of people that they really don't just like the other people. And so when you hear the word submissive, they say, oh man, he don't tell me what to do. It's like this me against him or her against her type deal or
Hmm.
whatever. It depends on whatever your relationship mix is. But I think people do struggle with this whole submissive thing. But in my opinion, they should just look at it as far as a team effort instead of
Yeah.
something that about meaning one person is weaker than the other.
Yeah, because I think that when people hear that term, they think that it means that someone has lost their independence, that I'm, locked away in a tower and I can only be saved by you with one, being able to like get me out of that tower.
Yeah,
But, instead it's like a respect thing of like, and I know people have like girls' night out, boys' night out, and they go do things with like groups of friends. And that's great, like, because I mean that's nothing that I see a problem with, um having, meeting up with friends and whatever makes you happy. But I think that it has to be a respect thing. If there was something that your spouse wanted to do, I think that it's about like checking in with your spouse first to say, hey, the girls that were talking about, going out to dinner on Friday night, did you want to do it? Did you want to have a date night Friday? Did you have something to plan for us? Like, what are your plans? And like having those type of conversations, as a sign of respect for your time matters more than someone else's time. But if there's nothing planned and that's okay with you, like cool, like you got, whatever other family things you got to, know what's going on with maybe a kid or jobs or whatever. But I just think that, a lot of times it's like, no, I'm going to go do this. I'm not going to be told what to do. And it's not about submissiveness. It's not about losing your independence. Again, I just like keep coming back to it's about the respect for not only your spouse, but the respect for the relationship as a whole. Plenty of people can get married, but how many people can, put the effort into the marriage, the same amount of effort they put into that wedding to put into the marriage?
yeah, and that's one thing. Me personally, I hate to date someone or to just even associate myself with someone, but mainly just to date someone that don't have an opinion on something. So I'm asking them, like, where you want to go eat at, and they say whatever you like. Like, I asked you what you want to eat. Don't tell me whatever I want to eat, because I asked you for a reason.
Mhm.
I think women should be able to stand on their own. Those are characteristics that a person should want. Now, some men or women might like a person to depend on them, and it makes them, but that's an ego problem. It makes them feel better. I'm the
Yeah.
man of the house. I do the bills. She go to work. I mean, when she don't go to work, she take care of the kids. That's a personal problem, because I guarantee you, if you talk to them, they got a lot of personal issues. Maybe when they was younger, they wasn't hooked enough.
Yeah.
So, um, I guess I don't know. It it's whatever people want their relationships to be. But in my opinion, I just feel like you should be on equal playing fields.
Mhm.
One person might lead today on certain subjects, certain problems, another person to lead. So that's
So
pretty much. Go ahead.
yeah, I think it's about, it all goes back to communication as well. So like what is your role within your relationship? is one person the driver and one person the navigator kind of situation. And I like that. That's how I see submissiveness, is like that there's the leader, there's the driver, but that navigator role is just as equally as important. And that for me is a supportive role to making sure that the husband's plans are put into actions, and I'm supporting that. And but also giving my opinion, that's equally respected by you, and I think that's where a lot of people lose sight of what it means to be submissive, is they lose sight of the communication of, what is it that is my job and what is it that's your job. And people see it as, that's, you leave the house and work all day, and then I just cook and clean all day,
Yeah.
or, carry babies around on my hips all day. And that's not what it really should be about. It's just the way that like society has started viewing it, because of its like connection to religion, and people just kind of wanting to get away from that. But I think it's so much more than just being like, I submit and do everything that someone, is telling me to do.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, we can't go into any more detail than that. So
Yeah.
that's all I got for him. Gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and give me something to eat.
Yeah.
Like I always say, y'all listen. When you're dealing with somebody that don't make you feel right, man, you can always feel it. You can
Mm-hmm.
feel it. Like they always making you tired and just they suck. If your people know when their kids suck, they try to
Yeah.
hide it. They try to pump them full of money and stuff because they know if their ass don't, if you don't get them this business or you don't give them some money, he or she won't know what to damn do because they can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Y'all know people like that. They don't know how to do nothing for themselves, so their parents give them money.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just, I tell the women, I know y'all out here, uh, y'all struggling. I know, guys, man, you got to do something. I know it ain't all y'all do. I know some men out here working and putting it in, but
Mm-hmm.
I be seeing some hard stuff. I know women that's single and by themselves, and they some good people, but everybody they meet, they dusty. I
Yeah.
don't know. That's a whole nother subject, but yeah. But anyways, again, if you're with somebody that makes you feel ugly and not important, just go on and get rid of them. Don't waste them more time. Probably you heard this so much. We in like what 7 episodes in. If
Yeah.
you
7, 8.
we've been slowing around on this last episode, so that's probably about 9 weeks, 8 weeks. You've been dealing with the dusty. You need to do something. So again, we love you. Y'all keep your mind right, keep your head up. We'll try to get back on here. We're gonna start trying to do it on the weekends, man, because I've been busy.
Mm-hmm.
Been trying to get certifications. I'm trying to expand my business and have to have different certifications to get anything. But we love y'all, and y'all just keep your head up. Um, if you know any weirdos, just help them not be weird, I guess.
Yeah.
Anywho, all right then. We'll talk to y'all later.
Okay.
Hold on.